Singing from your throat? Let's talk about it. Comments almost every single day asking me how to stop singing from your throat, or people saying, don't sing from your throat, sing from your diaphragm. And while I think these things are meant well and they have the right kind of idea, those terms can actually be really confusing. So our vocal folds literally live in what you would think of as your throat. They live in the larynx, they live in this area, which is what many people think of as the throat, right? So I understand why people are saying don't sing from the throat, but at the same time that can be really confusing because realistically you are making sounds kind of from that throat area. Your diaphragm doesn't make sound. It supports and it kind of gives like a push to help out the vocal folds and help the breathing situation that's happening, but you're not making sound from your diaphragm and you're not really involving it all that much. So when people say don't sing from your throat, I think what they're meaning is don't strain, don't push, don't cause fatigue, don't kind of get that scratchiness by pushing too hard at this part of your body. There is a point where if you're pushing too hard on your throat or pushing too hard to kind of make that sound happen, it will cause strain and it will be painful or fatiguing. And I think that's what people mean when they say don't sing from the throat or don't push from the throat or don't kind of put too much effort in this part of your body. I'm breaking this down in really simple terms to keep it really understandable for those of you who don't have a background in vocal pedagogy. So a lot of times when people are putting too much effort or too much pressure on the vocal folds, maybe a couple things might be going wrong. This is where a lot of people say use the diaphragm because a lot of times maybe you're not pushing or using effort on your diaphragm and you're just kind of putting all that effort right on your throat. I don't really think that the diaphragm is super important or has a super big role to play in singing technique. It does a little bit. I think it's a little less important than some people tend to think. Some other things that could be going wrong is we don't have enough relaxed mouth space. So if we're singing kind of like this, and we're trying to sing something really high or really belty, a lot of times we can push too hard on the vocal folds to try to make that sound come out, when really what's happening is we don't have enough space for the sound to come out. So if I were to sing, ah, it's really hard and I'm pushing a lot because I don't have any room for the sound to come out. But if I were to sing, ah, I can push a lot less because I'm opening up and I'm able to let the sound flow out rather than like restraining it with my mouth. That's probably the biggest thing I see that causes people to push too hard here and quote, sing from the throat rather than singing with an effortless feeling. Something that I also want to point out is that sometimes singing has to have pressure. It has to have that kind of pull and your vocal folds might feel a little bit tired afterwards and not necessarily strained or painful. We don't want that, but they might feel a little tired, especially if you're singing something that's really intense, really belty, really emotional. A lot of times we will feel our throat kind of working there, and that's totally okay. There is a certain amount of effort that needs to be put forth when you're singing something that's really big and really belty or just like really powerful. In the comments if you've ever heard the term don't sing from your throat and you were kind of confused about it, and if you still have questions, let me know.